Ooh, deep. Have you ever been there? Even though it be a cross that ride, hey, set me. Am I talking to somebody? Have you ever been there? I wonder. You don't know which way to go. The sun.
Hello, listeners. Good evening, and welcome to the Worship and Inspiration Show on GN Radio UK. My name is Amanda, the host for the show. Hope you're having a blessed and wonderful evening. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it.
Amen.
Yes, so if you're tuning in, you'll tune in to the Worship and Inspiration Show on GN Radio UK. So yes, hope you're having a blessed and wonderful evening. And today we have a very, very special guest. It's a bit different from our normal show where we have like a worship minister. But on today's show, we actually have a recruitment consultant, because the topic for today is basically recruiting healthcare staff, healthcare workers, especially nurses from around the globe. And we say around the globe, especially in Africa. You know, there's so many qualified nurses, qualified healthcare staff. And then I know of people that haven't been paid for a year, 2 years. And you come to this part of the world where you're working and they're paying you. You know, they're paying you to extent where you can actually, you know, survive and have a normal life. And so Jeffrey is a recruitment consultant. He's also a man of God. You know, we're going to find out a bit more about him as we carry on to the show. But yeah, he's a recruitment consultant. He's a businessman, a producer. And he was born in Peckham. That's what he loves to say. And he's a Ghanaian parents. He's a chairman of Ovans International and via its organization N2B Recruitment, recruits healthcare workers from across the globe to work in the UK. Between themselves and their partners, N2B Recruitment is one of the largest healthcare recruiters in the UK. So yes, Jeffrey is basically has to tell us a bit more about, you know, his company, and more importantly, to talk about what he does. So good evening, Jeffrey. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Amanda. Yourself?
I'm fine by God's grace. Thank you so much for joining us on the show
I can
today.
see that radio glow. It's not just a lie digitally. I'm seeing it physically. Wonderful.
Amen.
Come on.
So yes, Jeffrey, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know I mentioned a little bit about you. Tell us a bit about yourself, how long you've been doing what you're doing for, and what got you into what you're doing.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thanks, Amanda. Like you mentioned, my name is Jeffrey BAAFI. I don't even know how you call it. Is this British born, Ghanaian, whatever, all of that stuff. But yeah, I was born here to Ghanaian parents. Lived here all my life. I think the first time I went to Ghana, I was 20 years old, and my tree sometimes reflects it. So it's one of those. I'm the chairman of Advanced International. We are a recruitment company and also have a production company as well. Like you mentioned, between ourselves, some of our partners, distribution partners, we are amongst one of the largest recruiters of healthcare staff in the UK. What got us into it was in 2018. 2018, the UK had a nursing challenge. I don't know if you would have heard of it or remember. In 2012, they were letting more people from the EU in. There was a time when, if you were in the hospital, there would be a lot of people. There'll be nurses there, but they couldn't speak English. What they had done I think it was about 2012. What they done was that they just wanted any kind of means to be able to cover the gap. But some of those that were coming from Europe didn't speak the English well, and it was a problem because of being able to provide care, etc. It will continue to be a headache. So I think 2018. What we were doing is we was advising the NMC UK The NMC UK is the regulator for nurses in the UK. It's the largest nursing regulator in the world. We were advising them on how to be able to recruit in a much easier way, because what you find is that in the case of nursing, some of the circumstances, the studying is slightly different. So how about how they could go about being able to verify and check in a smoother way? We had nurses that had studied in Cuba, for example. And in Cuba, because of the way their government is set up, responding to UK government requests is not really high on their priority. So how we could help out to do that. And thank God we were able to do so. We've recruited hundreds of healthcare workers to come to the UK and work. And of recent, it's been made easier now. So now it's not just nurses. Now, if you're overseas, you have loved ones that are interested in being able to start a career in the healthcare sector here, we're also being able to help people come over and work as care workers so that they can, one, develop a career and their families can also benefit as well. Wow,
that is amazing. So you want to make sure people that are nurses, they don't just, necessarily just stay in Africa, for example, and not get paid for all the hard work that they're doing, but actually transform their lives by coming to this part of the world. And it's the reality. I'm not saying all the nurses in Ghana should come here, but sometimes when you look at how people are treated, how much they get paid, and so they don't even sometimes do their jobs properly. And people go, African nurses are terrible, back home. But the reality is somebody's not being appreciated. Then they can, they'll do what they want.
There's a saying, work like an elephant and eat like a rat. You know what I mean? And some of the healthcare workers, they do back home, phenomenal. But obviously when you look at the pay and things like inflation, how much they're getting paid now, how much they're getting paid now to the cost of living. I mean, we complain about in the UK about 10% this, 8% that.
They're getting nothing.
Back home in many especially like Africa, like Southern Hemisphere countries, it's phenomenal. Things double, prices change. Like the price in the morning could be different in the afternoon in extreme cases. So in them being able to come over here and then work, especially if they want to be an employee, etc., etc. There are opportunities for them to not only for the same amount of effort that they're doing to be able to earn more. And we spoke about we've been historically be doing nurses. Now, if you have someone that's a physiotherapist or they've done a degree and they're looking for work, there are possibilities there for them to be able to develop a career in the healthcare sector. Just a quick one on when you say that nurses from Ghana, nurses from Africa are not that good. We tend to find that the nurses that are brilliant. I'll give you an example. There was a Royal Hospital not too far from here, not about advertising certain hospitals, but it was a Royal Hospital not too far from here. We had one nurse do an interview. Now this nurse's situation, it really put into perspective on what's actually going on. This lady, she had finished school, couldn't find work. Wow. Yeah, she now had to resort to selling tomatoes in the market in one rural area. Where she's living.
What kind of Ghana?
This is in Ghana. This is in Ghana. She now had to sell tomatoes. She got full degree. Now, just to give.
How sad is that though? To go to school and then you come back and you can't even find a job.
And if you say it's sad, let me go and find violin, because this is the reality. And it's not just in Ghana. It's in a lot of places. You know what I mean? But she now she got a degree. She now is selling tomatoes. She told me, I was like, what? But yeah, she's selling tomatoes, and we told what, we'll arrange an interview for you. She interviewed with this hospital, and the outcome for it, they were humbly impressed.
Wow.
The reason saying that is that she had done the interview, answered the questions well, very thorough. But then afterwards, they have that point where they've done the interview and then they go, "Do you have any questions for us?" The question she asked was unique. It was different. It was different. She went to the lady. Lady's gone. Do you have any questions for us? She responds, yeah. If you're a nurse, if you're on the ward and one of the patients comes to you and says, I don't have money, I haven't eaten for days, I need your help, like give me money so that I can be able to food. I need your help. Please give me money.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a patient that came to you and did that, what would you do? The ladies, these ladies at this hospital now were like, oh, I never thought about that. No one's asked us that before. I'm not really sure. This Ghanaian nurse that's selling tomatoes now goes, really, you're a nurse. You should be prepared for every eventuality. These are things that can happen, etc., etc., etc. The ladies were shocked and said, thank you, no one has ever asked us that kind of question before. All clapped their hands. Said, thank you very much. With that nurse, that same day, they sent us an offer letter saying that, look, we want to hire this nurse, let her come over.
Wow.
But the nurse weren't able to come.
Why?
She didn't have support from the family.
Financial
Obviously,
support. That's what it is, the reality. A lot of people don't have the money to even... You have to, you're not come over to a different part of the world. You need money to buy plane ticket. People are worried about, little things like that.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I ask, what's this lady doing now? Apparently she's had a baby. That's for the career going forward. It's not like gonna happen, etc., etc., etc. And it's reality. So where you have family over here that can support, or people that can support, it's a benefit to it. Especially now, the UK government are encouraging people to come over to be able to work in the care sector.
Because there's a big desperation for nurses as well.
There's big desperation for nurses. That one is there, but the care worker one is one that's not come. It's not been spoken a lot about. It's not been spoken a lot about on the TV. You know what I mean? With the nursing one, you might get the few dramatics this, the few dramatics that, and they're talking about it. But the care worker one, it's a problem that's come about more and more, and especially during COVID times, it became really, really serious. So it's now an opportunity to work in care. You don't necessarily have to be a nurse. You don't even necessarily have to be in the healthcare sector. We have people that they are clerks, administration people that we allow to do some courses. They can skill up and then come over and be able to earn. And especially for example in Ghana, let us not be deceived. In Ghana, our currency is bordering Zimbabwe.
Really?
Don't be deceived.
What do you mean bordering?
Wonderful, good question. The city, when it went through its decimalization, it went to one. What was this? The value is the same. They took off some zeros because of the inflation. They took off some zeros. Recently, the currency went £1 was 10 Ghana cedis. It's not 10 Ghana cedis. It's 1 to 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
The current the inflation is serious, and obviously the cost of goods goes up. And imagine you have people that are unemployed that are back home. You can't find work. The Garian beans you're used to eating, the price of that has gone up. Transportation has gone up. And you're not careful, you will look to resort to things you wouldn't usually do to be able to sustain yourself. Especially if you're a woman.
There's a lot of theft, and you're right, even the women, people sleeping around and everything.
My goodness. Yeah, it's a serious thing. But don't get me wrong, if you're business minded, a lot of problems. It also brings about the opportunities as well. But if you're employee minded, well,
even business minded, you have to have something to start with.
That's it. So even with the tomato seller we gave as an example, I'm not knocking selling tomatoes. But maybe if she came here and she was able to sell tomatoes to Sainsbury's, maybe she can be selling it in Sainsbury's and build her own tomato farm.
But then would you have been able to help her? How can you help people that, for example, don't have any money but are qualified? So somebody might be watching right now, and thank you for all those who've tuned in. Hello again. So we're talking about basically recruiting healthcare workers, especially from Ghana, shall I say, because more Ghanaians are listening on this side. But yeah, someone hasn't got a rich family background. They're a qualified nurse, they're qualified,
even administration clerk, clerk.
But then they don't have the capacity to buy a plane ticket. They don't have the capacity to be able to to be able to, do all the visa work. Are you a company that's going to help them do that?
When it comes for us, that's why we're here. We've been saved by God's grace to serve. When it comes to being able to serve.
So does that mean when they start working, tell me more.
When it comes to being able to help, it's a privilege by God's grace for us to be able to do that. But in terms of if you don't have money to do nothing, etc., etc., for that one, I would encourage. The question to ask is like, who can help? You see where I'm coming from? Because even on this entire process, and that you have to, it's good for you to pay something to even show a level of commitment. Even when you, because if not, when you come here, you may or may not even appreciate it. You see where I'm coming from? So when it comes to like charging for service fees, we do that because we do a professional job. We got a legal team that are brilliant, an admin team, HR team that are amazing. So in terms of like investing in the process, that investment have to be done. A question to ask is how, because I don't know about you, Amanda, but you know, like Ghanaian funerals, they talk about inflation going up. The amount Ghanaians spend on funerals.
Oh my God.
It will shock you.
One man was saying to me that he was, what did he say to me? Something along the lines of Ghanaians, they have a special services packages just for Ghanaians. This is this country.
Of course. In this country.
They have so these are the English people with their funeral planning. There's a package called Ghanaian people's package. This is for South London.
Come on, yeah.
I'm shocked.
There are some funeral parlors, that you can tell they've been targeted for Ghanaians. And they're not Ghanaians. Again, I'm not about doing any kind of advertisement for certain funeral parlors on radio. But, like...
They spend money in there.
Because they spend.
Even the money they don't have, they find it.
Do you see it? So even this one in particular, the funeral parlor is set up for Ghanaians. Yeah. They're not Ghanaian, but they've got a funeral base as well in Accra. You see where I'm coming from? Like, yeah. So the question is to answer like, who is it that can help to support? Because it's the benefits are brilliant. The benefits are brilliant. I mean, if you convert it into local Ghana cities on a yearly basis, a minimum, with them coming to work in the sector, they could be earning about $30,000 minimum. That's
so you say pounds?
Pounds. That's £20,458 minimum. There's plenty overtime available, and if they want to work more, there's more of that. They can be able to do that. On top of that as well, if they're married, they can come over with their spouse. A spouse can come and earn a similar amount too. Now imagine here, if you have two people that are on 20,000, they do a bit overtime, 25, 30,000. Two of them. Two couples doing that, they're British middle class. You see where I'm coming from? They are earning. You know what I mean? That's just a bit above working class. Then they also have the benefit of their children. Their children can also be able to come and get truly free education. Wow. This isn't you come 1 month, come back the next 4 months for the next semester. No, they come and study, they access that. The entire family get free healthcare as well. Truly free healthcare. NHS, there's some bits with that, but they get free healthcare. They get free healthcare. After 5 years of being here, the whole family will be able to get their own British passports as well. Wow. So if you like, and if you compare it, I don't know if this is the environment to be talking about this, but if you compare that to like what people have to do to get a visitation visa, for example. And I've seen it. Let me talk about what I've seen. Why you see your teeth,
Amanda? You can have all the money in the world in your account, they'll still say no.
The British Embassy, they're not easy. Like,
why?
People get rejected because we do not feel like if you come to the UK, you'll go back, so they reject them. So in these people, to have to like, for them to get a visitation visa, people would pay £10,000. Let me go by what I've seen. At the airport, they've paid that kind of money with just a postcode. No first line of address. No. A postcode for them to go and find their way about. They can't work. They're now coming to abscond, etc., etc., etc. With this process, you're coming to work. Just like Asamoah Gyan or any kind of, a footballer would come, they get their visa to be able to work, the work permit. They would also be able to come, develop a career, give their children opportunities to be able to develop themselves as well. Look, African ministers, their children
are all here.
Come overseas to study. Shouldn't yours? You see where I'm coming from? So so it's a good opportunity. It's a great opportunity.
Wow, it is indeed a good opportunity. And for those who tune in right now, if you'd love to send in any questions, I would love to hear from you. Thank you, David Mensah, Bisa, greetings, Amanda. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Pastor Augustine. Say good evening, and God bless you for the great work. I salute you, and I receive and salute you, Pastor. So yes, please send any questions that you have concerning everything that we're talking about. If you have family back in Ghana, you know that you would love to bring them over here, and you know it's been difficult. This is one of the best ways obviously you have a purpose for bringing them here. They wouldn't just be here, and the government obviously is thinking people come here, for example, want to come and live here, to be on benefits and whatnot. But this will be different in the sense that they will have something stable, whilst they're here to do, and that is the most amazing thing. And yes, so obviously, Jeffrey. So how long will you say, this company, you've been operating it, and also what is the true reason? I know you spoke about it before, but what is the true reason that you started it? Is it something that your life story could relate to it, or a family member wanted to come over?
It's a good question. As you grow older, you start to realize things that happen in your childhood. You start to realize that, this is why. Oh, this is why. And one thing's for sure, like, people in the diaspora in general, but I can specifically being like Ghanaian, like, when parents came over in that generation, it was not easy. I don't know if you've heard of anything called the key job. Yeah?
They'll do anything, no?
Listen, you say you do anything. I say key job, you say do anything. Like cleaning. I think the reason why they were calling it key job is because they would have so many keys to do their job. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? Many rooms that they have to open to go and clean?
The different rooms you have to go in and then clean. Waking up 4 o'clock in the morning. Me personally.
Actually, I won't pretend that my parents never went through that.
I wonder. You can't say let's talk what's going on. You have to wake up in the morning, go clean it with ourselves. We'd have to go childminder 4 o'clock in the morning. British code. Yeah. Go there and then sleep again. You saw what people go through in order to be able to make a living for themselves. Growing older, you see what goes on in, marriages, etc. Like ways of people having to go about it to be able to get in the country. Not that I agree with it, dodgy marriages to be able to do so. But the way people have to do to be able to get here, when you look at the realities, or even to get to Europe, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. So when we started this, we realized that, look, the healthcare sector in the UK, many of us, like when it comes to things like the NHS, many of us have benefited from it. And they were under pressure. There's a shortage of staff. And you have talented and gifted individuals in Ghana, case of Africa, where we operate in Asia, South America, and the Caribbean as well. So this is an opportunity for them to be able to come here, create a living for themselves, and create an opportunity. Why not help them to be able to do that? Because especially when the time we started in Ghana, for example, there were almost like 30,000 unemployed nurses at that time when we were working with nurses.
Probably even worse now.
It was a social issue, Amanda. It was one of the main reasons why they had to create NABCO. That I'm not even going to try and mention the abbreviation, but the government had to almost hire nurses and unemployed graduates to give them give them work to do. They don't pay them the same as those that have actually got the jobs, but it gives them something to do. So you don't have so many unemployed graduates and nurses as well on the books like that. They did that, but again, the problem doesn't remain. Because if I'm right in saying, with the Ghanaian government, they've hired some of them, but they're going to let them go, then bring another batch. Look at all this. Where the UK at the moment, the shortage that they have is huge. So in seeing that, we realized that no, we could be able to help out, be able to fill the gap over here, so that even hospitals here, institutions here, can be able to fill that gap. We're seeing with the care workers as well. You also have a situation where there's people that come out from hospital, they go home and they can't look after themselves. There's not enough care workers to be able to do that. So to be able to do that and contribute to the society, there's an old lady there that can get support. There's someone, overseas, in Ghana, who can't find work to do, where they can be able to use their skills and be able to provide the service. You see where I'm coming from? Because especially with the care worker, when we got in, we realized how serious it was. We had a client that we were, finalizing deals on a contract with. Had a situation where...
So the care worker has to come and live in the person's house normally?
That's called living. So they would come, then live in maybe 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. But with the things like domiciliary care, which we're very big on, you would like drive to someone's home, provide them with care, then you'll go to the next you go to the next
But
house.
somebody who's come to this country first time, who doesn't have a home, how would they go about it?
Brilliant. So if we're bringing someone from overseas, we help them with accommodation when they come, because they need somewhere to stay. So we help them with accommodation when they come. When they're earning their salary, they would be earning enough that they can then go and get their own place. But when they arrive, we pick them up from the airport and we give them accommodation for them to be able to stay. If they want to stay on there, they can stay on. If they've got to move, they've got to move. But they have that option.
And there isn't any hidden things behind it. Because sometimes some people might think they come here, you know, people sometimes hear stuff. They've come here to work just under one patient. They come in and there's 4 patients. Like care home, 5 to 1 person. And they feel like they're getting good money, but the pressure of being able to take care of so many people in such a short space of time is breaking their back.
Yeah. Now, I can't speak for other organisations. I can speak for our experience. People come here and work. Yes, you're coming to work. This is Britain. You know what I mean? When you come, you will work. This isn't the environment where some of our nurses in Ghana talk about how.
This country don't even chill.
Listen, but you know what? For some, it's a massive shock because, like, the stories we hear from our nurses in Ghana would be like, when it comes to doing the night shift, yeah, oh boy. Once it gets to 10 o'clock and it's lights off, they will go to the back room, yeah,
Find a bed.
and bed. They'll sit down, put their foot on the table, and then sleep. How dare you ever interrupt that nurse and stop them working? To go from that, then come to the UK where night shift, you still have to be on your toes.
Yeah.
Even if you're not doing anything, you need to look like you're doing something.
Yeah.
Be up and doing. You know what I mean?
You can only
It's
rest on your break.
That's it. Rest on your break. You only rest on your break. Even
I'm not
break
gonna lie, as a
half
healthcare worker, some point on a night shift, if there's no patients, you are working X-ray. Sometimes we all laid in the bed.
You lay in the bed.
Yeah, there's a bed in the X-ray room. I'm not gonna pretend to you.
Hey.
This is England. So England,
Hey.
you can get that.
Hey,
If you go
Amanda.
outside London, in London you can't get a chance.
Amanda, radio now will some way.
It's not just me. All of them that are doing it.
This.
They find time to rest on their break. Even when there's a bit where there's 1 hour, 2 hours, no patient. You're tired. You work so hard from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. What are you gonna do?
Hey, it's serious. It's serious.
It's not a proper bed. It's like an X-ray bench, but we lie down.
So this is what you guys be doing.
Please, no, don't start. I'm in England.
But yeah, obviously coming over, they have their set patterns. They all come. They will do the work. With our employers, they tend to be very, very caring. Give them the shifts they want to do, but when they come, they will be working. But just a point on when it comes to like the domiciliary care and how serious it is. We had a client in which we were discussing contract with, and they had a problem. One of the people that we're caring for had died.
Oh God.
Shortage of staff, unable to get there and provide care. So in the social care sector, it's a real problem. So yeah, so that's one of the reasons why we got into it. In terms of how long it will take them for them to be able to come over, we're looking about 3 to 4 months. This Ukrainian matter, it's really it's not easy.
But they're probably gonna take their healthcare workers to come.
Oh,
You see?
when it comes to getting healthcare workers from Ukraine, my view, from an ethical
They're using
standpoint,
them to help them.
it's very dodgy.
Really?
Because you have to do checks on people that come over to do. So if you're coming from Ghana, you'll do a police check. If you're clients that come from Guyana, there'll be a police check. Ukraine at the moment, what institution are you contacting for police check? Who is this person that is going into the home? You know what I mean? It might be convenient for the government where, hey, these people are,
broken down.
you know what I mean? These people can come over and they can do this, but how do you check them? So from an ethical standpoint, for myself, it'll be some way. So, yeah.
It's hard, isn't it? But then they bring them over anyway to live in people's houses. So that's a question mark.
Boy.
Yeah.
Boy.
That is a big question mark.
Yeah, I mean.
So yes, listeners, we are going to go on a quick music break. If you have any questions, please send them over. We need to hear from you, especially concerning this. This is a very, very, this is a very critical time, and there's nothing more amazing than having someone that, for example, a family member or someone that you know that will need, this will be a life-changing opportunity for them. Nurses are earning like 2,000 CD a month. 2,000 CD is about, that's
2,000. Starting year 160. 1,006.
Before tax.
Before tax.
Yeah. So people have after tax 1,600. So so that's about 150 pounds a month. I mean, even in Ghana, you can't survive on it. This country obviously that's like this country that is even less than my travel card money on travel card in London. Yeah, this is not including all the zones. This is just zone 1 to 3, just 3 zones that I cover. It was almost £200.
It's serious.
So yeah, so this is the reality, and so
and even for them to ask for a pay rise, yeah, in Ghana they don't get pay rise. They told them we'll give you uniform. You know what I mean? We'll give you uniform.
And that's the reality. They feel like they have so many, they have so many, like the government feels like they have so many benefits that they're giving to them, in the sense that maybe their fees were cheap and whatnot. But I'm not gonna lie, even in this country, to train as a healthcare worker, it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of struggling, a lot of reading. You have to be someone that doesn't give up easily to finish a healthcare course in this country, whether it be a nurse, a physiotherapist, whatever it is. And even in the area of care as well, you have to be very, very strong-minded. Like what you said, you have to be somebody that wants to work. You're not somebody that wants to sleep. If you want to sleep, then you can't last. And you'll be facing things, and you need to get up every day and put everything behind you and get up and go, because you want your life to be better.
But then even look at it now, yeah? At the moment now, I know you said you need to go to a commercial break. Do you want to go for the commercial break and twice? Should I continue?
Oh, you can continue.
Yeah. Even now, if you had an administrative clerk, how much is even your salary? You don't need that much. Well, I mean, we'll give you a small course, do some small experience. You come and work. You probably be earning more money than your director in coming here to work.
In Ghana, yeah.
Why not?
Take the
Why
opportunity.
not? You know what I mean? And there's a saying they have in Tree. Yamak krama en kayen bababadahon. Don't let the dog bite you while the stick is next to you. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's prudent for all that animal right protectors, all that kind of stuff. But what's there is there. You know what I mean? What's there is there. So it's a great opportunity. The door is open for people to come to be able to work and develop a career and work on their future.
Yeah, definitely, guys. So we are going to go on a quick music break. And yes, when we come back, send in your questions, anything concerning your recruitment as a healthcare worker, especially from Ghana. If you have any family members back home in Ghana that you're willing to also bring them over, and maybe you yourself need care, that's one of the routes that the government is looking at on giving people, visas to be able to come. But more importantly, when they do come here, at least they will have somewhere to work. And I think that's what people want to do when they come to this part of the world. A lot of our parents didn't come here for holiday. Yes, sometimes we feel like we're on a holiday, but really it's Monday to Sunday work. A lot of the Monday to even Saturday. Majority of our parents have come here 30, how many years ago? It's only now that there's more churches and things opening. But back in the days when there wasn't as much churches in the 80s and stuff, black churches, a lot of them would be working. So it's a life-changing decision, but at the same time, it doesn't come easy. So we are so grateful that we have Jeff today here to explain more to us, about the processes. When we come back after the break, we'll talk a bit more, especially around trust and trusting, for example, people like Jeff, because we hear so many stories. People recruited and then they come to the parts of the world and then they treated like rubbish. They're abandoned and they have to find a way around. So people don't trust when it comes to people recruiting for people to come and work in any part of the world. There's a lot of dodginess going on. And we also talk about how to, for example, reach Jeff. Any questions that you have as well, you can send that over. So yes, join us shortly after the break.
Adum ni nukure nudiye, enom Jesus neba ogere mu Nyankopon pen eja no ba wo no corona wode eja no kukum no onu na we na di achiro onu na we na di achiro suma ni nisio isi imuna mpowo na mpan ni ni pa
I'm a man, some shiro. So from me, I'll be Biara. Jenny J. Bajaneso. Sunday. Oh, no, and the Moshira. Juma me radio. Madame Juana Madinina. Baya Rati Nejuma. I'm a man, some shiro. So the Sunday, I don't know what do we shira, babu. Maya Juma, I'm a rati. Maya Juma, Jesus and Juma, I'm a rati. Oh, so
Welcome back. So we're speaking to Jeffrey, a recruitment consultant based here in the UK, and we basically speaking about recruitment, especially as he has a healthcare recruitment agency, and they're trying to recruit nurses, not just nurses, healthcare workers.
If you do administration, if you're a mechanic, even you've done degree and you want to come and develop a career in the care sector, we'll help you.
Yeah.
But I interrupt you, please continue.
No, it's good that you said that. It's so important, so we can broaden this, because it's not particular people that can do the job description that you have stated. Everybody can learn. There's so many jobs in this country where you can learn on the job, and definitely being someone that's, I think everybody's got that innate thing to care for people. It's not even about women. There's men who can do this job, and so it's definitely a great career. And if you look at what we said, how much people get paid in Ghana, I mean, how do you survive on that? You've gone to school, you've read books, you know how drug charts, you've done masters, and then you pay something they can't even feed your family with. So what are some of the reasons that people would be interested in coming to work in the UK? Well, I definitely think obviously it's financial stability. People need that. And what would you say that they'll benefit from?
The big reasons.
Yeah.
I'll even start from another end. What we have at the moment is what we're coming across is you have people of a certain age group. They would have come from Ghana. In our case, it's at like different parts of the world, but in terms of like Ghana, Nigeria as well, but Ghana in particular, they would have come like in the 80s and 90s. They're approaching pension age. What they're realizing is the cost of living has gone up, but the cost of living has gone up, but their pay hasn't gone up to match it. Once upon a time, they were able to do a lot of overtime, for example. They can't do the overtime that they used to before. And they're probably sending money back home all the time or whatever to help and support family back home. What we tend to find that people like that are really happy to be able to help their loved ones come over here and take that up, because number one, with that additional income, it can help with doing things not just here in the UK but also back home as well. You also have the thing where Ghanaians sending money back to Ghana is $1 billion a year business. It's a concern. Next to the nation's receipts of money from gold, from cocoa, etc., 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 foreign remittances is a concern. People send money back home to help with it, and family matters and investment is a big reason why. Instead of sending the money back and having that person always, receiving the money, building the house which is not actually getting built, or building the house which the money's meant to go to the house but ends up going somewhere else, you can bring that person here. They can earn an additional income and being able to support, things over here. But then also they'll also be able to contribute and help with family matters that are going on, and also help their part of the family or other family members as well to either come over or to assist them as well. Assist them in things as well. And it's not just on you, the person that's overseas, having to deal with emergencies, etc., etc., etc. Another reason is for the children. For the children, if you have family members that have children, for example, the education, free education, traffic light system, whatever, any kind of discrepancies with it, they'll be able to come over to the UK and be able to get free education. You create an opportunity for their future in that they're Ghanaians already, but they're able to come here and mingle with people from different backgrounds. They have exposure to be able to travel to different countries and be able to see more. You expose them to more, allow them to get, a different type of education than maybe if they're in Ghana and, there's a limit to things. They're able to come here and actually get free education. Healthcare. I know Ghana's healthcare system, it used to be free up until a certain point.
Even after that one, after you pay, they'll still be asking you questions at the hospital.
Yeah, bro. But even with that,
you have to pay for. There's things that you need money to do.
It ain't free no more.
No.
When they're able to come over here, they'll be able to access certain things that we're able to benefit with the NHS.
Yeah.
The children, the whole family can access it.
Sad, really.
On top of that, they're able to earn a lot more. So you can have a husband and wife putting their money together and multiplying their income. So when you look at these things, you almost change the destiny of families in them being able to come over here and then work. And again, I say it, the politicians are sending their children overseas to come and study.
All of them to come and study.
Shouldn't you? You see where I'm coming from. So it's it creates a lot of possibilities. It does create a lot of possibilities. With ourselves, there's an investment to make. Obviously, we charge with service fees, etc., for to do it. And when we do it, we get the job done. But when they come over, it is an investment in which that person's able to come, able to earn. And at the end of all these things that we've mentioned, after 5 years, they can get their indefinite leave to remain, where they can remain in the UK, they're still working, and they can apply for their own British passports as well. Now, if you look at all these things, you create a lot of possibilities for the entire family as a whole. You with me?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. And it's such a small, it's such a small, shall I say, input or a small part on your side to be able to have a better future for your family. Putting that that amount of money or whatever, bringing someone from your family and gathering the money to be able to help them, that could then later on, help your whole family, like what you're saying, support your whole family and bring so much financial freedom, which is what we need really.
Amanda, it's serious. Small things can make a big change to someone's future and their destiny. I don't know about yourself, but this year I even had to start paying school fees.
Wow,
it's not easy.
For this country,
I don't have children, but Ghanaians, you know how it is. Someone looked after your mum. Someone looked after your mum when she was younger. They become part of the family. They have children. You got to help out. This year, I'm telling you.
I'm not going to pretend to you that I haven't also supported people.
Do you see it?
Yeah, it's sad.
You see it?
It's not sad, but it just makes you think.
Yeah.
you know, you want to be able to do more to help.
You see where I'm coming from?
You
This
don't
year,
want anybody to be in that situation.
you see it. This year, I think, you know, in Ghana in particular, they have this thing where, oh, school fees, no, you have to pay school fees. Let me translate. You have to pay school fees. But in Ghana, they have a thing where you don't know the amount you're having to pay in school fees up until a certain point when they give the list. So all summer, they'll be stressed over, school fees, how much is it? We don't know. School fees, how much is it? You don't know. Then they give you like a small window where they say, oh, this is the amount. And now you have to like be able to find the transfer place and then go and send it off. You see where I'm coming from? But I did that the first time this year. There are people that have been doing that for years, been sending it. And you know, after that child goes to school, because there is this thing of you have to go to school and get education. It's a reality. It was a reality when I was in Ghana in 2013. It's a reality now. There are many people that are going to school, that are getting degrees, that are getting diplomas, that are not going to find work to do. If you don't then go and find work to do, what then do you do? You see where I'm coming from? With us, you have a job even before you leave. It's on that job even your visa is even issued. Come, work, and then earn. And get all the additional benefits as well. Because it's serious. We have a client Zimbabwean. We told him like, so this is how the process works. We charge for our services. You pay this point to this point, this point, this point. I was there one time and he says, look, your service fees, take half the money, please bring my son. I said, honorable, please, there's a process to this. You need to do this in stages. No, look, Jeffrey, my son can't stay in Zimbabwe and rot like that because the opportunities are few and he can't just be there being a vagabond. He's where I'm from. I said, no problem. Now we have to find a way to be able to get him in, you know what I mean, so he can come and then be able to work. But it's a real reality because, look, someone goes and study, they can't find work to do. Even the thing they wouldn't be interested in doing, the thing that they've been taught not to do, all of a sudden becomes appealing. When a man is starving or a woman is starving, what they can be driven to, you see where I'm coming from? You can't find work. And you almost feel that after all these years of studying, homework, coursework, stress, we should get a job, you know what I mean? Exams and essays and reading, you know what I mean? Late nights, early mornings, and all of that, they're at home. If you're a clerk, I don't know what you've done. Even if you didn't even do a degree, come work in the care sector, come earn money and do something in the future.
This is not just for people that are qualified. If you're tuned into the Worship and Inspiration Show, and have here Jeffrey BAAFI, who is a recruitment
Please,
consultant.
Amanda, you're Ghanaian. It's not that BAAFI. That's what I hear in Holland. BAAFI. You know what I mean? Come on. Let's say it properly. Thank you very much.
So I need to be corrected. So and he's a recruitment consultant and he recruits mainly people into the health industry in this country. So he's saying it doesn't matter what background you have, what age, probably from the age of 18, right?
From age 18, yeah.
You don't have to have gone to uni. You can be employed here in the UK. If you just connect with them, and there's various, there is such a shortage in this country of healthcare staff, and when it comes to carer, when it comes to nurses, if you have a professional health background, that's even perfect, because that means that when you do come here, they can sort of direct you into that path eventually. And it's an industry that's really booming because there's such a shortage, and especially I think during the COVID, probably they've come to realize how much more. How was it during the COVID?
COVID. This COVID thing, what it did was it brought out cracks that were there and just made them bigger.
Wow.
So in the social care sector, it was tense. But what made it really tense was they had the thing where you need to get a vaccine to be able to work. They've kind of alleviated that now. But especially in the social care sector, they were saying that. And then when the nurses, they said that they're not doing it anymore, it kind of passed on to the social care sector. In terms of the social care sector, you had a lot of people that started resigning. It created even more vacancies. And the thing is that this problem was there before, but when COVID came about, it was even more the case. But in general, in the healthcare sector, the shortages are big. In the social care sector, and I'm talking about domiciliary care, people going to people's homes, providing care, living in people's homes 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. There's become more and more of a need. I mean, they did this thing where I think was it from March. If you're not vaccinated, you can't care, or in the NHS you can't work. From the numbers and the things that we're hearing, if they had decided to go through with that,
A lot of people would have won.
Amanda, there would have been hospitals that would have shut down.
Well,
Forget the numbers.
Some people who never had it, so there
Oh,
would have been a huge shortage.
let's not forget. Let's not be deceived.
People have to
There
get
would have
up.
been hospitals that would have closed. That would have told you, please go this amount of miles this way, catch a train this way to get care. It was like that. But because the shortage is so much, so again, where the demand is, there is opportunity there. So yeah.
Wow, guys. So yeah, this is what Jeffrey's saying. Everything surrounding healthcare, and like it would have been worse during the COVID. But what can they stand to benefit from? You actually answered that. Have you seen that there are some parents that are supporting for their family to come and work here? Have you ever seen that? People support their family to work here. Some parents doing that.
It's a big thing, and thank God we have a lot of clients that we're liaising and working with that know about this. It's something that the UK government has publicised a lot. We've been in the work for a while. People have asked us about it. Initially, we didn't want to go into it because our focus was so much on the nursing and providing mental health workers to our clients in the NHS and the private sector. But we started doing this, and we've got a lot of uptake from people over here that want to help their family. Yeah, they're usually, helping up with school fees. They know the situation on ground. There are a lot of people that are graduated and studying that are not going to find work, and they're helping them come over. So we're getting that a lot. I know one of I call him one of the church members, but you call him uncle, you know what I mean? Said, look, at the moment, I need my son here to come and help me. Because, I can't do overtime like I used to. So in him coming over, him being able to come over, be able to support him.
Okay, so I've got a question from a listener saying, is he opening to mentioning fees, or we have to contact him?
Good question. You have to contact us and then go through that, because it all depends on your circumstances. What your CV is will depend on the kind of courses you may or may not have to do, or whether you're even based in the UK here or not. So you contact us, we'll go for that review.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously what you said, there will be something, but we have to speak to them and see what you can
And
do.
in terms of contacting us, if you want to contact us, if you're in the UK, you contact us on 0203 505034. So that's 0203 505034. If you're outside of the UK, it's +44 203 505034. Again, that's +44 203 505034.
Amazing. And the people that are coming over, that you give a chance to come over, are they allowed to come with their families?
Brilliant. It's a very good question. In short to that answer, yes. They can come over with their spouse.
They come over what?
Spouse.
Okay.
Their husband or their wife.
What's that?
They come with their husband and their
They have
wife.
kids,
They can come over with their children. However, we don't encourage them to come over with their children in the beginning unless they can provide childcare for them. Because if they're working...
Childcare is expensive in this country.
Childcare is expensive in this country, but when you come over and you're earning, like I said, the amount they can earn, it can cover the childcare. Then it will cover the childcare. It will cover the childcare.
That'll be a chunk of your money.
Do you want to stay in Ghana and then be earning what you're earning?
No,
Because this is one thing that we meet. People say, Hano, it's expensive. It's expensive. But see,
I'm saying the best
they're expensive and
you have to leave your children back in Ghana, unfortunately.
that's an option.
start with.
Because in them coming...
£700 for 3 days. Some people are paying £700 for 3 days of childcare.
Hey, sir.
Is it not much?
I mean, when it comes to
My
that...
colleague, she has 3 days, takes something nursery, 3 days a week. Yeah? £750. If she did the whole 5 days, yeah? It's 1,000 something.
Oh, you know,
wait, for childcare.
because of that,
Yes.
there are people that have realized that people are charging like that. So there are some that will charge cheaper. If your children are of age to go to school, they get the free education. They can go and study.
Connect to the right people,
But
yeah.
answering the question, can they come with their children? Yes, they can. They can come in, the children go to school. We encourage though, you come over, or you and your spouse come over. Maybe leave your children behind in the beginning so you can get the accommodation sorted, maybe their school sorted, and then bring them over. Because what we tend to find sometimes when we used to do it previously, is that when people come over with their children, childcare becomes a matter. But they've also got to work. They've got to get used to the job. How are you going to work, look after your children at the same time? Because the employer is expecting certain things too. And if you're unable to fulfill it, are you fulfilling your contract? You see where I'm coming from? So we advise you come over first, or you and your spouse come over first. Settle in a bit, prepare the ground for the children, then bring the children over. We can help you with the documentation and all that stuff. We have a brilliant team.
Wow, that is amazing. And how about people, another question, say how about people who might not have the money? Is there a system that can assist for them to pay when they start working?
Wonderful. Oh, for the process, yeah, you're going to have to invest some money inside it. Because what we tend to find with this process, if you don't invest nothing, sometimes certain things are not appreciated. You see where I'm coming from?
The thing is, when you say invest as well, obviously you're not ready to tell us the money now, but genuinely in Ghana, some people don't have money. Not some people. A lot of people, man. So is there
Manda, why are you laughing? Why do you say why do you say they don't have money?
And so is there the system? Is there a system that can assist?
We can assist.
Yeah.
But on this thing, people generally don't have money. From what I've seen, don't laugh. We're talking. My experience. Let a funeral happen in Ghana, yeah.
Yes.
Where you will find the money, it will shock you. It will shock you.
Yeah, but I'm saying in this case, a person.
Listen,
there's no any good.
I know of a family member. Anyway, I'm not even gonna come to. Listen, I'm not even gonna do that. Listen. Funerals. When it comes to funerals, you're joking.
The casket will be from abroad.
You said it.
Yeah, because I know.
Where's it coming from? Listen. This is not even the show for that. You know what I mean? Like, people, when it comes to it, they need to let a family emergency come. I kid you not. You have that Auntie Doris from Texas and Auntie Eugenia from Holland. I know everyone's auntie's there, but Nipakwa bro chicks. So let's talk what's there. People have traveled overseas. You know what I mean?
Every Ghanaian, I'm sure, has one family member.
Somebody over there, or more Boki job. They're doing 7 or 8 jobs. They can help support the family. You know what I mean? You get that relative in Italy. They all come together. I don't know. I don't know.
You need to go 1 week fasting for that.
I'm serious. WhatsApp, they do the freeway call, yeah. They put their minds together, yeah. Wonders can happen.
How can we help this child? Yeah,
how can we help this child? How can we help this person? You see where I'm coming from?
Unfortunately, the reality is a lot of African families, they don't think like that.
When emergencies come, they think like that though. Oh, when emergencies come, it's actually quite encouraging to see.
Sometimes to find an uncle who is going to be able to support you is very, 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 very difficult. So many people are here hundreds of for 15, 20, 30 years. They have their uncles. Some people are back in Ghana, young people. They have their uncles, their aunties, whatever here, they don't even send them money. That's the first thing. They don't even, like, if they have an idea, they don't even, support them because they're not a direct family member. So it's.
Then that's the case. You have to go and call your uncle. Hey, Offer to saying, Uncle, how you doing? Or to say, how you know what I mean?
It's so simple.
Yeah.
I'm telling the truth. There's people who the uncles and aunties travel and people don't take nothing to them. That's what I'm saying. Immediate family, they would. Like your sibling in Ghana, let's say your direct sibling, end up moving to Ghana and struggling, you would. But let's say, like you're saying, you have a good heart. You help people with school fees here, this, that.
Many Ghanaians do, to be fair, you know what I mean?
But normally do it to direct family. Outside of that line, that auntie and uncle, now people are very wise now. They think that auntie or uncle might even be practicing something against them.
Hey, you're taking there. But now, to answer the question, like, how do you get support? Because, it's good to have an investment to be done in the process. It has to be done.
So you need to put a strong connection of community, people that can help you, especially when it comes to, these things. So there's not really anything that from your side you guys can support financially.
I mean, we can help in certain ways. I mean, what we're finding
So
is
let's say they took a loan and then
we're tending to find is a lot of employers at the moment, they're looking for females that can drive, or females that are interested in being able to learn how to drive. Because of the nature of the work, being able to go from house to house over here, it's a big demand. And when it comes to that, we can look and see how it is that we can accept, how we can help for them to be able to do so. But we definitely encourage to, you know what I mean, that person invest in the process, because it's phenomenal. Some of the stuff we come across sometimes. So no one invests in the process or bringing some kind of commitment. When it comes down to interview time, some of the excuses that you'll hear as to why they can't attend an interview, it's phenomenal.
wait, take this as a
Oh, hello, yeah, your interview's at this time. Da 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 da. Yes, and oh, really? I have to take it out of the tree and put it in. Oh, really? My network is not working. And we did the preparation yesterday. Oh, network is not working. Oh, I've got shift, this and that and that. And, you know,
you find it's not serious.
they're not serious.
Serious people.
We need serious people. Because we have employers.
Start and finish.
Oh, Amanda, you're in the sector, you know. We have employers that when we tell them we're doing this, we're doing this. When you tell someone's coming for an interview and you're just standing there and you're looking at each other on Zoom, like, what is that all about? Or we're testing the internet connection, like, be online so we can test it. They're not testing the internet connection. When they're doing the interview, it sounds like they're communicating with someone in some voodoo film or somewhere Back to the Future. Like, it's cutting. Like, what is that all about? You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So we need people that invest in the process. They're coming to be serious. You know what I mean?
Look,
The other day, you know what we had?
What?
Remember, I thought that this was like, we're communicating with you. I'm sending you questions. Yeah, sending you questions. Not knowing the person we're speaking to, it's not even them. The brother's the one we're trying to contact. The person we're communicating is somebody else that says they're communicating on their behalf because this person is at work.
Wow.
Jokes like that, we really don't have time for that. Someone like that, yeah,
So you don't want
are
to
not. We don't have no time for time wasters. Our number is not the time to call. People that are serious, want to develop their futures, interested in investing in themselves, or people here that want to like invest in their family members. Those are the ones we're willing to help, and that one we're willing to go the extra mile by the grace of God.
That is amazing. I've got another question. Is there a waiver for IELTS?
Oh, what a great question. With this process,
How do you pronounce IELTS?
it's IELTS.
IELTS.
That's the International English Language Test System.
Yeah, okay.
It's a test that has to be done for you to come over.
Yeah.
Okay, so the answer, there is. So if you've done a degree in anything, a bachelor's in science, bachelor of arts, bachelor's in English, do the bachelor's. You would pay something to the ECTIS organization. They used to be called UK NARIC. I think the ECTIS organization have won the contracts. It's called ECTIS. You would pay money to them. They would verify that your degree, so long as your degree was taught in English, they would verify your degree. They'll verify your degree. They'll give you a code that we'll use for your visa process. So you would bypass it. You won't have to do the IELTS. If you
haven't had a degree?
If you haven't had a degree, the pass mark is very, very low. It's not like the nurses one. With the nurses, it's been a bit of a demon. 7 in reading, 7 in speaking, 7 in reading, 7 in speaking, 7 in listening, 6.5 in writing. It's been a demon for nurses. It's been very, very tough. But with the pass mark on this one, it's very, very low. You could speak pidgin and pass. 4.0 is at the floor. But we also have classes that can be able to help them so that they can be able to do so. So to answer that person's question, it's a lot more easier, and yes, you can bypass it if you have a degree.
Oh, amazing. And do the candidates have to take any proficiency exams? Okay, so like what you said, they have to take exams.
Yeah, they'll have to do.
If they don't have the degree.
If they don't have the degree, they'll have to do the IELTS exam, in which, in the case of Ghana, you could sit that in Accra or Kumasi. You can sit in Accra and Kumasi. When it comes to the actual work itself, if you don't have experience in it, we have an online course that we can take you through, that you can click buttons, read, answer, and then you can be able to get something to show you're doing it, and we can show you ways to kind of build up your knowledge on it, to help you even answer things like interview questions and know what you're getting into as well.
Okay. And is there a time where people's visas have not gone through? So they follow the process, they've made
Very
the payment.
good question.
Is there times like that?
It's a very good.
That's what people get more
Very-
about. They find
good
they
question.
might end up believing you that you are a recruitment agency, everything lines up, but then you don't control the immigration. So what is the chances?
It's a very good question. We've brought hundreds of care workers. We've had people that have come from Zimbabwe, Kenya, Nigeria is one of our largest markets. We've had people from Nigeria got refused twice to go to United States to go for conference. They've been refused to go to the UK. We did the visa for them, and they were able to get through because on the tier 2 visa, there's a part that asks, have you been refused visas in any countries? And they'll put in, truthfully, that yes, this is the code. When we do it, they get passed.
Have you ever done one that's failed?
I'm coming. Under.
You want to know?
One time we've done a visa and it didn't go through. One time. The hundreds, one time. The person was based in St. Lucia. We've done the visa. Well, we ask you questions. Have you like this and that, answer it truthfully.
Yeah.
So they ask us, we'll show you how to answer it, but answer it truthfully.
Yeah.
You know? Or like we'll do it, but answer it truthfully. Give us the information, we'll do it. When she did it, had it sent off. When it got back, it got rejected. It's like, what's going on here? But when they reject it, they give you the rejection letter. Not knowing that she'd been banned previously from coming to the UK.
Why?
She came over. If I remember correctly, what her reason, the reason behind it was, she said that her uncle was her boyfriend. She said that her uncle was her boyfriend. When she got here, they checked it at Heathrow. They checked the messages. They realized it was her uncle. They sent her back. On the letter, it says you've been banned from making an application for 10 years. You know that 10-year ban letter? She didn't appeal it, didn't do nothing. When we found out about it, why did you do this and not tell us about it? You know where I'm coming from? We would know how to navigate. With this process, we would ask you beforehand, have you done your application? And we're grateful people have come and just been playing. They'll tell us, they tried to apply for marriage, date of birth issues, excuse me, all of this one. At least let us know so we can get our legal team to know whether we can do it or whether we can't. Because the way we set it up is if your visa application doesn't go through and it's our fault, we refund you your money. If it's your fault, then you've done bad. You see where I'm coming from? So to answer the question, only one time, but when we're giving truthful information, then we'll decide, okay, can it be done, can it not be, and then navigate from there.
So it's important to tell the truth, especially when you are, going through processes like that, like this, you're applying through the visa, immigration, they look at your history, they look at the things that you've been up to, and so you can't hide a lot of things from them. And how long is this program going to last?
The UK government started doing this on the 15th of February.
Recruiting healthcare staff.
The care workers, the care worker visa.
Care worker visa, so that's what it's called.
Yeah, the UK care visa.
UK
and
care
if people want to contact our website, it's ukcarevisa.com. UK CAREVISA.com. They're making this open from as of the 15th of February. They said they'll only make this open for 12 months. They will think about it.
So 15th of February this year.
Yeah. So
and it finishes next year February.
Monday, give me mathematics. If we're in May at the moment, that means we think we've got about 9 months left.
Yeah.
3 months, yeah, 3
and then they'll close it.
We've got less than May. So soon it'll be 8 months. As the 15th of next month, it'll be 8 months left and then they'll stop. But the thing is, you know how our people are. They've told you this is what they're doing. If they close it, then it's not now you're coming to talk too much or send emails too much. They've said 12 months, they're making it open. So that's the time period. After that, then...
Wow, this is very, very interesting, guys. And if you're listening, you have family in Ghana, or you know somebody in a healthcare setting who wants to come to the UK, who always wanted to come and live in the UK, but doesn't know how. This is such a great opportunity. And it doesn't matter.
Come and change your future.
If you plan not to stay here for however long, even if it's 1 year, the money that you could make compared to back home, money, you save it, and let's say you after 1 year you want to go back to Ghana, you can still do something significantly with it.
Like we have, and it's. I mean, it's our business. We do it for work, but some of the transformations in some people's lives, and sometimes I only ever find out when they reach here and they explain. Like one of our guys, and I'm sure he's cool with me even saying it. He's in the documentary, some of the documentaries that we've done, on the journey. He was living in an uncompleted house in Asama and Kese. I didn't know this.
I'm from there.
Oh, that's where you're from? No, bro.
He was living in an uncompleted house.
Uncompleted house in Asama and Kese. When it used to rain, there were parts in the house that used to get drenched.
So sad.
To be able to go through this process, he had to go and stay at somebody's house in Accra so that he can do some small voluntary work and be able to at least be somewhere close enough to do the IELTS. Because the reason, like, he didn't have any family in Accra, no one like there to kind of help him like that. He's like, he finished with a first in university, but there's no job afterwards. And as much as they protested for like help with work for unemployed graduates, he studied nursing. He studied nursing.
Okay.
As much as he protested, they still couldn't find work. So he went through the process. I remember even when we were applying for the visa, he'd be calling members of the team and be going like, please pray for me that this visa goes through, like, we need to do all night, all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Because like,
he was able to financially put in the money that he needed.
he asked for help, he asked for support. He didn't have, we asked for help, support to go through.
Okay.
We have some people that even their church, they like, do something.
Them,
You see where I'm coming from?
Churches,
So he did it. He went through the process. God's grace, he was able to come over.
Wow.
Came over. He's doing his work. Now even the conversation he talks about is different. Like Jeffrey, like now, me even now I'm doing like now I'm happy I'm working. I'm looking to get promoted. I'm even putting money aside to go and buy a house in Ghana. Oh, buy a house. Usually you hear them say like, I'm going to buy land. Says no. When I look at things, it's not about buying land. You have to just buy the house. And it was encouraging because to know where you're coming from and
like
to be thinking mindset now, sometimes the change in the environment can even change the thinking.
Deep.
We have another nurse that we brought over. She used the term, "Oh, Jeffrey, mitoshishime." I was like, what do you mean mitoshishime? Like, what's going on here? Because obviously, English is my first language, so the translation is my bum is burning. You see what I'm saying? I said, what's going on? I said, I'm doing overtime, Jeffrey. Oh, why? I'm trying to buy land to build a B&B here, and I'm trying to buy some land in a Brie, and this. So it's making me like, this is someone finished that, done a degree and couldn't find work afterwards. It weren't there, but the environment's changed, the thinking has changed, the income has changed, perspective has changed, possibilities have changed.
Look, a different environment. I think that people underestimate how important it is to travel. You know, you don't come and necessarily live here, but traveling, it really opens your eyes to start to think differently.
You don't
look at things so small. You want to do more. Your thinking is bigger. And so yes, this opportunity is definitely beyond, that, and it's so encouraging. And I'm going to actually read some testimonials as well. I'll read this question sent by another listener. Is their focus only on care visas? Do they have other categories?
So good question. I focus on care visas. Reason being is it's one of the things that's on the sorted occupation list. Healthcare is something that we are in the sector. There's need for it. So that's where our focus is. That's where our focus is.
Wow, that is amazing. And the testimonials, they're all videos, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the testimonials are all videos.
And they're asking
videos.
nurses to Britain, number 2, Britain, BRITAIN.com.
Indeed. If they go to ukcarevisa.com as well, they click testimonials, they'll be able to see it. They'll be able to see it on there as well.
Wow, everything here on there.
Everything on there as well.
Wow, that is amazing. And people are basically talking about how much their lives have changed since they've Calm. There's a lady called Yonzun, Josanna Paul, Naomi Schulten. You actually need to go and see this for yourself.
You
We're
see,
not going to play
you know what I mean? No, you can't play it. Yeah, like, go in and see it because the people on there, they have people from like Nepal, Saint Lucia, like Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Ghana, people that were even here in the UK that like they wanted to change their visa because even things like this is open to even like students. So if you're here as a student and you're on you're on a student visa and you want to switch,
How about even a visit visa? You have to go back.
I'm gonna say, Amanda, I'm gonna say the visa assembly there, we are calculated kakro. Comes to the visa stuff, you're knowledgeable. If you're on the visitation visa, you have to go back.
Yeah, but if you're
And then
student,
you
you can stay and
Student
change
visa, you can stay and then switch. Again, we have a big focus for females because our employers are asking for females that can drive or willing to learn how to drive.
It doesn't make sense, but obviously, if you're a man as well, it's not a problem.
I mean, it's not a problem, but the big demand is for the females. What we're finding is that the employers are saying that
Don't feel comfortable. A lot of the patients
the
will not
patients
feel
don't feel comfortable with a man changing them, but they're comfortable with a
The
female,
woman, yeah.
female doing so,
Even
especially
the
with
men feel
females.
comfortable with female.
That's exactly what's going on. So that's where a lot of our big focus is on. But yeah. The testimonials are plenty, and we're happy to come on radio to talk about stuff like this. Because I mean, one of the people that even gave the testimonials on there was talking about how in the Caribbean they wanted to come in the UK. Someone from Jamaica said, "Yeah, man, send over $50. I may do it for you." It's like something didn't make sense. Why should I send money? That patter was terrible, by the way, but to give perspective.
Yeah, the person finishes their money.
Yeah, and they thought, oh, this is dodgy. So when she heard about what we were doing, etc., she just said, like, thank you, because we couldn't find anyone that could help us go into the career I wanted to go to, etc., etc. And you see the benefits of telling people about it, because the person, if someone doesn't know, someone teaches. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So yes, apart from so what you're trying to say is apart from care visas, you don't give any other categories.
At the moment now, the UK care visa is the one we're focusing on.
How about you said someone like a reception, someone like an admin?
Oh, wonderful. Okay. In terms of work here, when you arrive here,
Yeah.
you can, if you work here, care work. The care work's what we have there. But in terms of experience, you can be physiotherapist. You can be administration clerk.
But then you come here and you come and work as a carer, right?
Wonderful.
But what if, is there any visas apart from carer visas that you guys are giving?
All right. We only at the moment is the UK care visa.
So after the care, let's say somebody worked for 5 months as a carer and then wanted to go into admin in a hospital.
Good
Would they go
question.
into that?
So when they get over here, like I said,
And how long is the contract? So that's what I want to ask you.
good question.
How long is the contract?
Good question. So when they come over here, the possibilities are open them. This isn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
This
when
isn't.
they come here, they have a working visa. They can work, apart from your care job, they can work somewhere else. That's what I'm
Good question. Good question. There's a lot of questions coming, but fine.
Yeah.
I'll answer them all. When they come over, their visa is for them to work in the healthcare sector. They work in the healthcare sector. If they want to change careers, then I mean, thank God, there are freedoms we have. We have. If they want to change careers, they change their careers. But when they're coming to do work in the care sector. The visa is for them to work in the care sector. So if that's in the private sector, it's in the NHS. In the care sector is where they're supposed to be working. As time goes on, if maybe they see different possibility, etc., it's for them to be able to
But
do.
with the care visa, let's say they're working 5 days a week with you guys, right? And they have.
We don't employ people. Our employers do. So it's not with us, it's with our employers.
You are the agency.
We're the agency.
Okay.
We have
So let's
clients.
say they have that visa, they're now in the country, working with employers.
Mhm.
The visa that they're on, does it allow them to work other jobs?
It doesn't allow them to get paid in other jobs now. Because when they come over, the stipulation of it is that you're coming on a visa to work in healthcare.
And how long did you say it is again?
Yes. So in terms of the time frame, our employer's minimum is 3 years. It's a 3-year contract.
So they have to stay with this employer for 3 years?
No, they don't have to. If they want to switch, they can switch. They're free to move. But in terms of them coming, their contract is for they have work for 3 years there to do. When you get to the 3 years, or when you get to 2 years, if you want to renew it, you can renew it and get it up to the 5. Once you get to the 5, you don't have to renew again. You get your indefinite leave to remain. That's basically a stamp that goes in your passport to say you can stay here and work. I mean, once contacting us, our legal team will give enlightenment on it, because I'm not a lawyer to give it time, but I'm telling you based on experience and what we do. You come, you're working for 5 years, you get that indefinite leave to remain. You can stay in work in the UK, and your family, you and or your family as well can apply for your British passports.
Wow, that is amazing. And what if the person has never worked in the healthcare setting before?
It's a great question. We have that at the moment where people haven't worked in the healthcare sector
So how
before.
do you go about
And
training them?
yeah, we give them training before they come, and our employers are happy to give them training. Sometimes they even find that people that don't have healthcare experience are the best people to employ because they're open to learning new things. Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. And what if the spouse does not speak English?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It don't matter.
So they're just like coming along with them. So they
Yeah,
don't
you just coming along. When the spouse don't do IELTS, so
And will the spouse be able to work
the spouse will be able to, of course, yeah.
as well in the care?
The spouse will be able to work. They
What
can
if
come and
the
find work.
spouse doesn't want to do care?
Good question. So the spouse, it will come on what's called a dependence visa, which allow them to do like any job. So it's open for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So guys, we're not just looking at people coming into this country to be able to work in the care industry. For example, if you are married, what are you? Na opese or ubabe ejuma.
Hey.
Ubabe ejuma.
Now, Otrina there, they say,
My piece coming now.
hey, Amanda.
Ubabe ejuma wa hanaze wabusi nibi ana wa ha oba wukun ubeza odene ba ha. Be anu so be ejuma be ma dependent visa chese onu ti be ejuma bia ope ewa komo na wo na wa so person na we help job. It's a good opportunity. And doesn't matter so we nurse so we admin so we tomatoes so we thing and one is obema obusia for aboa no what when is what gather in the meaning what can is gathering.
You're asking me after you've been speaking like this. Hey.
Na modi.
What is it? Yeah, sika. Hello.
Na modi aboa ni for person ba. Uni mo bi so ko mo ha say family member ko mo na uti na Ghana so another similar situation wo wa wan bit me aboa we is me invite with the visa no ama na ba ha. So it's a good opportunity.
Hello.
And so anybody wants to get started, people are listening, maybe they're serious, know people that might be interested. How can they, get started?
Is this, after speaking to you like this, is this a question you're posing to me in English? Hello.
It's a
Hello.
question.
Right. If they want to get started, you can register on our site. Well, register on our site, ukcarevisa.com. Follow the links for the registration. You can also contact us on 020 if you're inside the UK. If you're inside the UK, you can contact us on 0203 150 5034. That's 0203 150 5034. If you're outside of the UK, at the dialing code and put in +44 203 150 5034. We do a lot of work, so you might call us, you get to the options, and it asks you to leave a voicemail. Please leave a voicemail. The team will get back to you and contact you.
If somebody can't get through you.
Great question. If you want to get through to us by email, it's that's why you have a wonderful admin team. If you want to get through to us by email, you go to info@nurses2britain.com. So that's info at that's that sign NURSES 2 Britain BRITAIN.com, or you can send an email to info@ukcarevisa.com, and a member of the team will pick it up. Yeah.
Okay, and also, do you have a flyer? People ask if you have a flyer that we could share. I think I remember I said I wanted a flyer to share because sometimes people listening maybe they forget to jot everything down. Do you have a flyer that we can share on our page or maybe share
That's a
around?
great question. What we can do is,
Send me a flyer.
they say seeing is believing.
Yeah.
What we do is afterwards we can send you the flyer. We can also send the documentaries that we've done, in which we have people that have come over to work. We can send a link to the flyer, a link to the website. Also send links to our documentaries as well, so you can see what it is that we do and the experiences of people coming over.
So the flyer, would you send it to me personally, and then I would?
Of course, yeah, I'll send all of that stuff with you. The team will send it over to you, and then you can put it on.
Because I think that is very, very important. Because obviously, people definitely will pick that up when after we leave the show, if people want to pick it up. And And yes, so guys, that is how to get involved. You know, is an amazing initiative, especially in this season and this time when COVID has come down a bit before people were scared of COVID, so nobody wanted to come. But you know, people have to risk their life sometimes when it comes to COVID, and I think we're slowly getting used to. We're getting used to it. What do you say?
I'm trying to get used to you saying this in English. The tree you've just done, you done just back there, kind of shocked me. But yeah, now to answer your question, yeah, no, people are getting used to it. Before, we used to see phenomenal stuff. Again, people coming over, not investing in the process, would hear things like, yes, hi, it's, NTB recruitment. After you do the introduction, it's like, oh, nah, Matisse COVID, well, no, things are okay now, like, it's not as bad as it. Debio, Matisse sky no, a red. So just say a red son, and then just say COVID near more. Pardon? And then where the dream home, and they just cut the line. Like, what's going on?
People are really scared of COVID.
People scared of COVID, but when you go to Ghana, people ain't wearing face masks when they're supposed to be, all that kind of stuff. But it's just
spread everywhere, and I think now there's a vaccine. There's people who are more comfortable in able to work in that environment. Because I think that was the case, the numbers would have increased more and more, isn't it? So if people are taking their vaccination, which I think is one of the requirements anyway, if you take your vaccination and you're coming to this part of the world, people are even living here without vaccination. It's the grace of God. We thank God. So that is not.
That's another topic when it comes to the vaccination, all that kind of stuff. Let's just put it like this: at the moment now in the UK, they say after all of the hullabaloo that we've been through for the past 2 years, it's 2 years, right? Past 2 years, yeah. Now you're told, if you have COVID symptoms, climb your stairs, and if you don't have stairs, just go straight to the bathroom, put the cold water tap on, put your hands in, wash your face, and walk out. You know what I mean?
That's what the UK is saying now, isn't it?
The restrictions are gone now. You know what I mean? So when it comes to all that stuff, that's another matter. But that side, come and work and change your future.
So that he can also, grow the company and be a blessing.
When it comes to demand, people are taking this up. Been doing it, but then there are people there. Like the uptake in this has been phenomenal. Praise God. It's letting people know that this is something that is there and it can work. Yeah. Because
do not miss out on the opportunity. Like you said, it's 1 year.
8 months. There's not 1 year.
8 months. You see,
I'm calculating
here. They need to know.
We're in May.
Yeah,
February,
less.
March, April,
We've got 7
May.
months at the end of the year.
It's 7 months. It's almost like 7 months. There's not much long left.
And it's a short time span that could change. So in terms of, obviously, we're talking here on the radio. Have you got plans to go to Ghana to Job Fest this year? Not Job Fest, what you call it? Recruitment, to hold a recruitment event somewhere in Ghana. Because not everybody might be able to, for example, not everybody in Ghana might have a radio thing on their phone or,
Oh, I mean, people hear that the demand we have already is a serious one.
But are you planning to do that?
No.
Okay. You think that people already getting through you?
By God's grace, people hearing about it.
Yeah. And I'm always meeting people as well that are interested in that. I keep sending them your way, isn't it?
I mean,
interested in the healthcare industry.
By the grace of God, demand we have already is phenomenal. I mean, even with this thing, even if you don't use us to help you, really think about it, because the possibilities are great. Even if you don't use us, I mean, you can go online, you get government is promoting it, etc., etc., etc. This is common knowledge. Even if you don't use us, it's an opportunity for you to be able to, have an option. You know what I mean? Because there's many people at home, they can't find work to do.
Wow. Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for coming to talk to us today.
Are you going to close in tree?
No, I'm not going to close in tree
I
because
didn't
my tree's finished.
My
tree's finished, guys. Yeah. But we've had Jeffrey here, recruitment consultant, healthcare recruitment consultant, talk to us, about his amazing company. And it's been amazing having him in the studio today, and his nurses to Britain, or you can even go on to their other website.
Go to ukcarevisa.com
and find out more. So yes, you have any family members in Ghana, any family members in other parts of the world, you might not even be Ghanaian, it might be Nigerian. Our
Nigerian client said, you have to get a godfather. You know what I mean?
Even if you help them to be able to access this opportunity, they can make the money and give you the money back. And I think that's what people are worried about. Sometimes they bring people over here and they do 419 on them and they run away. But obviously, if you help a family member to come here and maybe you borrowed them money or whatever it is, you know, and yeah. So yeah, it's a great opportunity. So thank you so much again.
It's a pleasure, Amanda.
Jeffrey,
Pleasure,
for
Amanda.
having for coming here on the show. I was going to say for having us, and you're going to be hearing Jeffrey's shall I say voiceover work or jingles on the show and throughout, shall I say throughout the month of June and throughout a bit of towards the end of May. So yes, stay logged in for that. If there's any updates and stuff, you will let us know to mention that on here. So yes, guys, thank you for everyone that tuned in. Thank you for the questions as well. And yeah, tune in again next week, Sunday. So Jeffrey, lastly, tell us how to contact you again. Just remind us of the telephone numbers again.
So, Chino, just MBM. Please, you want to get through to our telephone numbers? It's 02031 505034. That's 02031 505034. If you're contacting us from outside of the UK, it's +44 203 505034. That's +44 203 505034. You can also find us on ukcarevisa.com. That's UKCARE Visa. That's Visa is VISA.com. Inazio. I'm thinking to do that, but anyway, no, but it's ukcarevisa.com. And we'll send you the documentary links to put on the GN Radio UK site, and the testimonials as well. So Nina said, you.
Thank you. We'll make sure we
Remember
do that
to do
because
it.
people
Wonderful.
want to hear about this. And like you said, Ghana is tough now, and not just Ghana, everywhere in Africa, especially if you're in the healthcare industry.
Because for example in Ghana, Sisiano, unless your uncle has left you one plot in the Chimata forest, Masa, it's a we are smart. What I say, you have to know what you are doing. So yeah.
So yes, thank you all for tuning in again, listeners, and tune in by God's grace next week. That's next week, Sunday, by God's grace, around 5:30. So have a blessed and wonderful